Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Film Talk. And this time I want to talk to you about how I think it's proper to start with film photography. In the last video I explained the 10 reasons why I still use film, and after that the son of a friend of mine is around 19, something like that, came to ask what can I do to start with film, because he was looking on his smartphone and seeing all these beautiful effects online, on Instagram, on Facebook, on all these kind of places, and I want to get that effect, how can I do that, and all these kind of things. And he's a nice kid that passionate about photography, but he was born with a phone in his hands, and he arrived asking me about going film, with his mind concentrated on the phone and with his mind concentrated on the results of things like cross-processing or other complex things of film photography. And I understood that he misses something. And so here I tell you the things to do, in my opinion, if you want to start properly with film photography. First of all, uh, film photography is something analog, and you need to be analog in your life. So the first thing you have to do to start with film photography is get a nice tungsten lamp, the warm light that is around. I know it's probably you have to look for it on the black market, but it's something that the kind of continuous tone in the light is something essential, and it's something analog in some way. It's not controlled electronically like a LED light. So get a tungsten lamp, get something like a beautiful glass of scotch if you are legal age, or some other drink. It must be smooth. It can be a tea made in the proper way, waiting the exactly minutes of the tea to get it ready. Get in a place where you have a comfortable couch, a comfortable chair that you can just stay there and enjoy the feeling of the chair on yourself. So that's something essential. Get some music that must be very smooth music, warm music, something that I love jazz, I love classic, but you can go with new age and other things. And if it's possible, if you have a source in your home, perhaps from your parents, that is a source of analog music, like an old hi-fi stereo system or something like that, use that. Create that analog atmosphere around you. The another thing that is absolutely important is, I know that probably it's something that difficult to do, but get the smartphone and turn it off. Get the computer and turn it off. Then sit on the chair and get the Ansel Adam trilogy and read it. Ansel Adam wrote what is considered the Bible of film photography, and there are three books: the camera, the negative, and the print. And if you read all that three books, you will be really happy. And there's everything you need to know about film photography. If you're very lazy, I can suggest you my book, the Photography Dev Manual, but it's not only about film, so it's a good beginning, but it's also for digital. But possibly get Ansel Adam trilogy. That's something very great to have. And study it. It's simple. You get the three books, you dedicate time in an environment that is analog in some way, because your life is analog, and take off all the distraction and try to study the books. This is exactly what we did when we started with film. It's exactly the same thing, and we didn't have a smartphone always present that distracted us. We didn't have all these kind of things, so it was very nice and enjoyable, because if you're studying something that you love, something that you like to do, that's something that gets you, and you spend time and study and read it, and it's fantastic. So that's the first thing to do. The second thing to do is that you are talking about film photography. You are talking about an analog experience, and an analog experience means to do something that is out of the digital world and the digital things that are surrounding us. So look around and search in this internet is fantastic because you can, for example, just search on the internet and see if there's a camera club in your city or around where they have a darkroom or something like that, and where there's people still using film. Look for professionals in your area that still are using film. Ask to your friends if there's someone that is already using film again or someone that is still using film. You can be surprised how many people right now is using film. And look online, but look for real people doing real analog photography, and try for that real experience. So visit them, ask them if you can go to see them, if you can see how they work, if you can see how is the process from the taking the image to developing and printing, possibly in the darkroom. Have some experience in the darkroom. Each one of us that started with film photography, we usually fall in love with photography when we saw the image coming out of the white paper in the darkroom. So that's the thing. Try an analog experience in that way. Don't stay all the time connected to internet or on your smartphone to find suggestions about film photography. Do it in the film way. Do it going out and looking for an analog learn experience. And I'm pretty sure you can find someone in your area, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people is very happy to share their knowledge and to share their things. This was happening in the past and is still now. People that have knowledge, they are a lot of times happy to share it, and so you can really learn something about film photography with an analog experience. Third thing is at this point you are ready to buy a camera. If you have read Ansel Adams, The Camera, and you had talked with people already using film, you are probably ready to buy a camera. And to buy a camera is just get a normal camera with a standard lens. It's something that you can find for $100 is not a problem at all, and you can decide if you want a more modern camera with automatic features, if you want an older camera with less automatic features, and all these kind of things. But just get a nice camera with a standard lens, and again the budget can be between $100 and $200 or less. For example, I got this Zeiss Conta for less than $100, and this is a beautiful 6x6 camera, medium format, and it takes fantastic pictures. And by the way, you can see here on the link an example of that. So get a camera. It's not really important what camera, what brand, and this kind of things. Just something that is quality, and go with that. And at that point, another important thing is if with the camera you don't have the camera manual, go online, look for the camera manual, print it, and study the camera manual. It's impressive how many people is starting with film, and they are asking things online in groups and all these kind of things, and they ask questions that you think that's in the camera manual. And don't be afraid, because a digital camera manual is 200, 300 pages, but a film camera manual is 20 pages, 30 pages, nothing more, and it's very simple, and you can have a lot of information there. At this point, you have some knowledge, you know what you are doing, or you know what you are supposed to do. You have the camera, you have the manual, so you know how to load the camera. It's It's right there in the manual. Go out and take pictures. And the idea is take pictures in different situations. You have to test the camera. You're not there to be an artist at your first role. It's part of the analog process is not just pushing the button of an app, an icon of an app, but is something different. Is you have to go around and create your own experience. And to do that, you have to choose different subject and test the camera. You have to test the camera with strong backlight, with flat lights, with strong lights from the front, and all these kind of things. Look for different situations and have fun. Just have fun. And when you have done, you send the roll to develop, or develop it yourself if you want to already go in that direction, and print them and have the images printed, not scanned, printed. If you want them scanned, it's okay, but the idea is to have the image printed. That's the analog way, and that's what make you sure that what you get from film is not a digital elaboration, is not something that you can correct. You have the film, you have the print. So have the print, look at the print and think, and at the point you evaluate the print, and you can go to the next step. And the next step is the last one and is the most important. Simply go back to step one and repeat with other books, with other experience, and do that. And again, dedicate time to look at the work of other photographers. Go out, there are exhibits from photographers from the past that were sure using film and printing in an analog way. So go to see that, go to experience, and go back and sit and read books and search for different kinds of books. By the way, if you're interested in what books I suggest, it's very simple. Just tell me and I will do some videos about the books. So do that and repeat that analog experiences. And with the pictures that you have, go to talk with other people about that, but go to talk in person. It's not something that if you share online and try a discussion online, it's good. It's something that, don't get me wrong, I think the online life is fantastic and gives a lot of opportunities, but if you want to understand the analog part of life, you have to put yourself in an analog world. So go out and talk with other people, go in camera groups, go in other places where you can directly show the print and talk about the print. And that's a process that continues to go on, and at that point you will be able to understand if you like analog photography, if you like the process, if you like the slowness of the process, and at that point you will probably want to buy other cameras and all the other things, but everything must be done slowly and must be done in an analog way. So the idea is be analog. At that point you can start with analog photography in the proper way. So that's all. I'm pretty sure that this video will have very contrasting opinions in the comments, so let's go and comment and tell me if you agree or not with me, if you think that what I told is all wrong. But let's talk about that, because I wanted with this video to provoke a kind of reaction and to make you think about the difference of an digital approach and an analog approach. So that was my thing. By the way, if you want to support the channel, Photography, the F Manual, it's a nice book with a lot of information about the basics of photography, also about film. So that will support the channel, and also a novel, Lasting Photographs, and you can find the links down there in the description. This said, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. And let me know if there's some other argument of other things that you want me to talk about. Thank you very much.